Taxi Driver turns 50. Why is this movie so special? I am here with my special guest, Chris Chavez, to talk about Taxi Driver. Chris, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Chris, in your mind, what makes Taxi Driver so special? It's been 50 years since the movie came out, and we still talk about it and we still watch about it to this day. So, what makes this movie so special?
Honestly, I think it's because of Robert De Niro, to be completely honest. Because when you think of De Niro, you kind of go towards Casino and like a mobster. And so to see him in this kind of like insane role, it sticks in your mind. It's just he's so good and he's so terrifying that this premise is it's real. Like this could happen to any lawyer, essentially.
This is one of those movies, Chris, where you could see how a human being can be possessive and passionate as well.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, also about like grudges. I mean, he was released from prison after serving a 14-year sentence, and he stalks the family of the lawyer. And I think it's just that whole thing of like pride and like, do you know who I am? It's just yeah, it's insane.
And we can't forget the most iconic line in the movie, talking to me.
Looking at me, oh yeah, man, De Niro, I'm telling you.
Martin Scorsese, the way he directed this movie, especially those first 9 minutes of the movie was fantastic. I mean, it's just not too many directors just have it in them, especially for this movie.
Right. And not just that, but I think he assembled a really, really good cast. I mean, to have Nick Nolte, Jessica Lange, it was just a good rounded cast that can really flush out the the great script that he got put together for this.
This movie was also, I mean, well, speaking of the script, it was written by the great Paul Schrader, who's one of my
Right.
favorite screenwriters. This movie was supposedly, I mean, obviously, I was nowhere near born 1976 to see the how the reviews of the reception and the reaction was. But supposedly it was very controversial. And one
Hmm.
of the things that made this movie controversial was the casting of Jodie Foster. She was casted as a
Yeah,
12-year-old child prostitute.
that's right.
If it was today with social media, you know how social media is, Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, you had that, plus you have the graphic violence in this movie.
Hmm.
And so my question to you is, I mean, obviously this movie can be made today, not even come close, just because of how sensitive things are.
Hmm.
But I just want to know, in your opinion, put yourself in the filmmaker's shoes or screenwriter's shoes.
Hmm.
Will you still go for it, or will you tweak certain things to put a movie out like that today?
To be completely honest, I think I would go for it. Because I mean, but I would go for it in a way where it's not, I don't know, how can I how can I say this? Go for it in a way where it's a little bit more tastefully, I mean, you want a little controversy in something. You want people to talk about this specific moment in your movie, but not to a point where it like alienates a whole fan base. But I don't know, I would still kind of go for it in a just in a different kind of non-poke the bear direction.
When it comes to directing, Chris, in my opinion, I feel, and I still feel like this to this day, that Taxi Driver should have been one of several movies that Martin Scorsese should have gotten an Oscar for.
Agreed.
In my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, I felt that Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, Goodfellas, and arguably, The Aviator should have been his before The Departed. I love Clint Eastwood. I love Clint Eastwood. I admire him. He is someone that I won't say idolize, but he's someone that I really admire his work. And there are certain things about his directing style that basically similar to what I do with my own films. As great as Million Dollar Baby was, and I really
Mm,
love that movie, but
yeah,
from a directing standpoint, I felt that The Aviator was better than Million Dollar Baby, in my opinion.
I agree.
But back to Taxi Driver, fair or unfair that he didn't get the Oscar for Best Director that year? I mean,
He should.
obviously, you probably should have. If you want, you could look at the categories and see for yourself. But in your opinion, this is not a right or wrong answer. Should he gotten to that year?
I think so. I mean, just like his body of work that you're talking about, they have this like Taxi Driver and everything has this like gritty kind of realistic kind of like feel that I don't know, he's really good at what he does. And I think he should have been, gosh, he should have won. I completely agree he should have won.
One of the things I like that Marty does in this movie is I like the tight shots on De Niro, especially when he's driving.
Yes. Well, you also got to think about Taxi Driver is a huge influence on Todd Phillips' Joker. It's essentially his kind of like homage to Taxi Driver. Like it's almost the same feel and the same kind of shots. So if you're going to borrow from something, I mean, that's a great film and director to borrow ideas and shots and even color correction. I mean, it's a really cool thing to kind of be like, okay, we know this character in a comic book villain, what can we do to ground it? Oh, Taxi Driver was fantastic. So I don't know. That film and the director really till today influences people on what they're creating.
Yeah, Taxi Driver definitely is one of the most influential films, especially in that era of the 70s.
Yeah.
Because the 70s was the new Hollywood, with Scorsese,
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg, George Lucas. It was a part of me, I wish, and I repeat, I wish I was around that time to go to movie theaters because we had Jaws in 1975, which was a huge summer blockbuster. Then we had a Star Wars in 77. In 76, 1976 was a great film, a great year because you had Network, Taxi Driver, All the
Yeah.
President's Men. I think Injustice for All came out that year or the year before, the year after. But it was just a great time for cinema.
Agreed. Yeah. And I was young too. I mean, I was born in '83. And so I kind of wish I would love to have seen Jaws in a theater, like when it first came out. That would have been really cool, something that you haven't really seen before. But yeah, no, there's a lot of great films that came out during that time.
Close Encounter was another one that came out in 78, I believe it was. So you talking about a stretch, like a 3, 4, 5 year stretch of just these new filmmakers just putting out classics that today is considered classics. Maybe at that time, people didn't think that, oh, we're gonna talk about it 40, 50 years later. But I mean, we're still here and we're still talking about it. These are influential films.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what he's doing next, but I mean, it's just Scorsese is one of those directors like Nolan that I really pay attention to the projects that he's doing, and if it's I don't care if it's on Netflix, I want to see what you're doing because you make good stuff.
And the thing about filmmakers, Chris, is that it's a long-term game. So you see these directors that they go in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s. Clint himself, who just recently retired at the age of 96.
Yeah.
So when it comes to filmmaking, it's just good to have a mindset that, okay, you might be in your 20s and 30s, but as long as God gives you great health, you can go on for 30, 40 years. So
Hmm.
it's never too late to get started when it comes to filmmaking, there's just no time. For a lot of things, there's no time limit when it comes to age.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Clint Eastwood is what, close to 100 or something like he's up there. And it's crazy that he just now is like, okay, I've had my run. I'm good. I'm gonna sit back. But he's such an influential person as well. And it's yeah, you said it right. There's no age limit to writing, to directing, even acting. I mean, there's something for somebody in a huge gap that where you start to where you want to finish. Even if you get to 100, you could still do it.
Final question, Chris. From 1 through 5 stars, one through
Mhm.
five stars, what would you rate Taxi Driver?
A five, to be completely honest. It was just a great movie. I mean, beautifully written, filmed. The acting was fantastic. Yeah, I give it a five.
I usually don't give perfect scores, and I'm not going to for this one, so I'm gonna say a 4.8 out of 5 stars.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for doing this with me. Crazy to think 50 years
Yeah. Dang.
since Taxi Driver. And is there any other classic film from the top of your head that it could be okay, that it could be like a 25th, 30, 35, 40 anniversary from the top of your head that interests you to maybe for us to collaborate?
I mean, the only film that pops in my head is like Shawshank, because it's yet again, it's just one of those classic movies that if I just randomly catch it when it's on, I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, that's the first movie that popped in my head.
I love Shawshank, one of the greatest films of all time. But one film that I'm gonna say, mm, okay, here's a couple of films that their anniversary will be hitting this year. Like for example, 30th anniversary, Fargo,
Mhm.
Coen Brothers. That
Yeah.
that that's one we could probably do. Fargo. Mm, Network, yeah, like I said, Network, 1976, Network.
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
We could, fantastic. On to talk about an iconic classical film like Taxi Driver and why we still talk about it, why we still watch it to this day. So thank you.
And if those are watching that haven't seen Taxi Driver, definitely check it out. It's worth the time.